If I could bring up the questions I've been getting. So several people have been asking me this question right here. I don't know if you could see this, but I'm just going to go ahead and read it. And it says, hey, what if you have zero experience and just got your Security Plus cert? Everyone seems to want new graduates or people with 5 years of experience. Also, I don't have a security clearance. So I gotten this question several times from several different people, from LinkedIn, from my email box, and then there's a couple other people who have asked that very question. So I'm going to go ahead and answer it to the best of my ability. And before I start on this, I should let you know that I actually have a course that talks about this very thing. So if you go to ConvoCourses.com, or you can go to securitycompliance.thinkific.com, ConvoCourses.com, easier to remember, you'll see some courses that I have. One of the free courses that I have that talks about my perspective on how do you get into IT, how do you get into cybersecurity with little or no experience. And I talk about it here. I break everything down. I talk about what I would do if I was in, like, starting from scratch, knowing what I know now. What would I do? And this is from an insider's perspective. What would I do to get in? And so here's some of the topics that I cover. And so very briefly, I'm going to summarize some of the stuff that's in here. But if you're interested in this, it is free right now. The reason why I made it free recently is because people are hurt and people are wanting to change. And I can see the service industry and several other industries are destroyed. I'm fine. My job's fine. Even if I lost my job right now, I'm certain I could get a job very quickly. It's because I'm in IT, and I realize that I'm in a very privileged, growing field. So I encourage a lot of people who are looking for stability to get into this field, because we definitely need people. We need people with experience. We need people with patience. And you might be surprised. You might be in an industry that complements getting into IT. A lot of people, I think, are kind of shook by all the technical stuff you have to know. But to be honest with you, there's some aspects of our career field that are not very technical, and I will talk about those things. So there you go. There's a free course for you if you want to jump on there. And then I've got some other paid stuff that's also in there. Sign up is free. The course is free, and it's to help people out. So there you go. All right. What would I do? What would I do? And I got some stuff lined up to tell you, like, other people's perspective on it. What I would do is, number one, I would look at my current experience. Because as I said, some experience that you may have in the service industry, in the medical industry, in banking, whatever you do, you might be surprised how much it could complement getting into IT. And I'll give you a couple examples. In retail, let's say you work retail or you're customer service, you're a front-facing person who a customer comes up to and has to interact with. The way this can help you if you're getting into IT is that a lot of IT professionals are not good with people. They're just not good at talking to me, myself included. I'm damn near 50, so I know how to speak, and I've done so many things. I've been baptized by fire so many times. I've done briefings for generals. I've done briefing for C-level execs so many times that now it feels natural to me. I still get nervous and stuff because it's just not I'm not an extrovert. So what I'm getting at is a lot of us IT professionals, we're good at technical stuff, but not so good usually at face-to-face interaction. So if you're at a customer's facing, whether it's retail or if you're working in the front, you're a store clerk, or even you work at McDonald's or anything like that, you have to interact with people on a regular basis. You have to be professional at all times. You have to approach things in a certain way from the perspective of the company. You have to maintain this face. That right there already is way above what a lot of IT professionals' skill sets entail. A lot of us don't have it. We just don't. We're just not we're just not good at it, So right there, you already have a skill set that is very useful for help desk, for IT customer service. Believe it or not, there's an IT customer service that is still alive and well in the United States, not just in India, not just in the Philippines, not just in the US. We have a lot of customer service representative spots. without naming any names, without naming my clients or anything like that. I was a few weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago, I was at a client's location, and one of our client was saying, "Yeah, we need IT security, not we need IT customer service people, and we just can't keep them." He was just kind of explaining like, "Man, we just really need." There are jobs out there for customer service, and sometimes some of the entry level positions will train you on the job, and you'll have like a script and you'll have to interact with people, but they have a script and a walkthrough of how to fix certain things. So if I was to start now, if I was starting off, had no experience at all, what I would do is look at my own skills that I already have. So that's one. I just named one skill set that you probably already have. If you're a customer service representative, that's actually a very good skill to have. Now, you still have to learn the basics of IT. You still have to learn things like what's in the CompTIA A Plus certification, which breaks down what goes into hardware and software, how it all works together. You still have to have a basic understanding of that stuff if you're getting into IT, right? Another skill set that you might have is if you've worked in a bank. So banks, their security and their terminology is different. They call assessments auditing. They are always looking for auditors, somebody who's going to look at computer. They kind of see the world from like a CPA's perspective, so it's different terminology, different frameworks, like security compliance frameworks that they have to meet, that banks have to meet a certain compliance, and then you might have to have compliance for PCI, like that's the card readers. And there's Sarbanes-Oxley that you might have to learn. There might be some things that you already know that I don't know, having never worked directly in a banking environment. I've done assessments and stuff for different organizations, but I've never worked for a bank. I've never been an employee there. So you may already have some skills. You may already know some terminology. You may have already taken basic security training that is very specialized for you as a teller, or you as a loan officer, or you working in a financial sector. You probably have some skills and some terminology that I don't even have with 20 plus years of security and IT experience. So that's another one. Another one is the healthcare industry. Healthcare industry has different frameworks and different practices that they use on a regular basis that is very important in their field, which is like HIPAA is one of them, and protecting the client's healthcare information. So there's a whole realm of things. You've probably already gotten the training if you work in the healthcare industry about what HIPAA is and how to protect electronic private healthcare information and all those things. So you already have some skills. Some of that stuff you can actually literally put on your resume and it's legit. Like I said, customer service, that's legit. Healthcare, if you're healthcare industry, if you know HIPAA, you've been to this or that class, you've done this or that training, you protect this or that personnel's information, you can put that on your resume. What else did I mention? Banking, same thing. There's certain things that you already have, certain skills you already have, you can literally put on your resume and it will help you. Now that said, most people are not going to hire you without any information. If you don't have a IT certification, if you've never taken a class in IT, if you don't have any IT experience whatsoever, you got to go out and get it. So that's the thing. You got to go out. Now, if it was me, what I would do is I would go volunteer. If I work at Walmart, I would see if the IT guys that work in Walmart, there's IT guys there, see if I can volunteer my time to work with them. Knowing that experience that I get from volunteering with them can be put on my resume. If you're allowed to get in there and do it, then yeah, you can put that time on your resume. If you go to church, like church might have an IT, like they might want to hook up their Wi-Fi server there. You might volunteer to help them out. Wi-Fi hotspots or whatever, they have there. You might volunteer to help them out. So there's a lot of volunteer stuff that you can do. You got to see what's on your resume. Put that stuff on your resume. Dive into IT, learn IT. That's another thing I would do. I would hit the books, get in there, start studying to learn how this stuff all works together. That's what I would do is in entry level. It's not going to be overnight. It's going to take some hard work.